What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today I am bringing you a test and combo video for the Lightsworn profile post Legacy of Destruction. So you lot smash that like button way above 50 likes in the first 24 hours so you unlock this additional content for your entertainment. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more upcoming content. With that done and dusted, after a very decent shuffle and a good old cut, we're going to do a test down going first and a test down going second, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, is classic Lightsworn, and I love it. So, I'm actually going to utilise Charge of the Light Brigade to show you what the new cards can do. So we're going to activate Charge of the Light Brigade, send the top 3 cards on my deck to the graveyard, tune in Wolf and a Rodin. Really? Okay, we'll resolve Charge of the Light Brigade to allow us to add a level 4 or lower, so we're going to go for the brand new Whis. I mean, you could go for the Dragon instead if you wanted to, because you've got the Lightsworns in the graveyard. The reason I'm going to go with Whis is I'm actually going to put Wolf back to the top of the deck and then mill that as well. Great. So we're going to do that. We'll then be able to trigger Wolf's effect to summon itself back from the graveyard. We're then going to use Whis' effect to put Wolf back to the top of the deck and then mill 2. Hey, that's pretty good. Wolf's effect will now trigger, summoning itself back. Now you've got the ability, should you want to synchro into a level 8 or overlay into a rank 4. I'm going to go into the level 8 just to show you how good the new Minerva is. So if this card is synchro summoned, you get to send Lightsworn monsters with different types from your deck to the graveyard up to the number of Lightsworn monsters used as material for this card's summon. So we use 2, meaning we can send 2 different types. So the 2 we're going to want to send is you're definitely going to want to send Felice as the Beast Warrior, because that's going to be a nice extender. And then the best one to send, unless you want to gamble for an additional mill, is you can send the Whis. And the reason you do that is the Whis will actually allow you to revive one from the graveyard. Or you can send Dragon of the Lightsworn just to get that Judgment Dragon or Punishment Dragon out of the deck to the hand so that it doesn't hit the graveyard. So it really is up to you. I'm going to go with the Whis just to show you the extensions that you can get just from a Whis and a Wolf. Really nice. So, Felice will summon itself back. Whis will trigger its effect to be able to revive one that is not Whis. So we're going to go for the Raiden. You can now, if you want to, use Raiden's effect to mill 2 more. It's entirely up to you. You might want to make the XYZ Minerva first, because in doing so, you're then trying to maximize your ability of your mills being effective. And we haven't even used our normal summon yet, and we still have Solar Recharge. Very, very nice. So we'll shuffle that up to make it fair. We'll detach a material. Let's put Felice in the graveyard just so we've got a different name. And we're going to mill 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to get the ability. Now, is it different names? Equal to Lightsworn cards sent. Nice. So we get to draw 2 normal cards. 1, 2, Sakitama. Okay. Right, so now they're in the graveyard. I'm just trying to check what we've got left. I believe we have 1 more Felice left and all the Wolves are used. So we do need ways of being able to put that guy back into the deck, which will be quite helpful later on. You've now got the ability, if you want to make an XYZ, you can make a Link summon. Really is up to you. For now, we'll activate Solar Recharge to put the last Wolf from deck into the graveyard to draw 2 and then send 2. Whis again. And then send 2, Punishment and Rota. Not so bad. Wolf. Wolf, 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 Wolf. Nope, needs to go from the deck. Sad days. Oh well. So we've got the Sakitama, we've got the Whis, we've got the Charge. Charge is still going to be quite good actually, because you can activate Charge, send the top 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to send search out the new Dragon. And then because the Lightsworn trap card was sent from the deck, you're going to set it. Nice. Now, of course, we've got the Dragon of the Lightsworn in the hand as well, so we can activate its effect to summon itself down because you have Lightsworns in the graveyard. And then you get to send a Lightsworn card from the deck to the graveyard except itself. Now, we've got Felice, which is what we're going to do, because then Felice will summon itself back as well. Great success. Now, the only disappointment here is you kind of want a level 3. We still haven't even used our normal summon yet. We haven't even used Raiden's mill effect on the board, which is crazy. And we still have the ability to go into some XYZs if we want to. We can go into Synchros if we want to. We can work our way up into IP if we want to. We got loads of different options, which is really nice. So let's go with Felice and Dragon. We'll go into IP just to kind of clear out a bit of space. Kind of want to leave these on the board because now you've definitely got 3 negates. And then what you can do here is you can get the additional normal of the Sakitama. we're not really going to be able to summon anything more back from the graveyard with anything that we mill, because we've already gone through our Felices, we've already gone through our Wolves. The only benefit that we would hit is by hitting the trap card to search out our Judgment Dragon, which isn't really necessary, to be honest. We're still maintaining our normal sign. We could use Raiden to mill 2 more if we wanted to. I honestly don't think we need to. Try and have a look to see what else we can go into. I mean, we can very easily synchro into an 8. Go into an Omega, and then you can rip one from your opponent's hand if you want to, just to kind of reduce their advantage. You will lose a negate off the back of this, but then you still have the ability to go, okay, cool, normal summon, Raiden, mill 2, Minerva, mill 1, charge, not so great. Still got that additional monster on the board, which is absolutely fine. You've got a Whis for a follow-up of the next turn as well. Your graveyard's pretty stacked. And then you've got the negate off of the Aegis, and then this is going to allow you to negate 3. Omega can rip 1 from the hand and keep floating back to the board. And then you've got IP going into SP here, or can go into a the ability for Appaloosa. But then you also have the second effect of the Athena, and the Athena will allow you to banish 4 Lightsworns from the graveyard. So we'll go with 1, we'll go with 2, we'll go with 3, and we'll go with 4. To then send the top 4 of your deck to the graveyard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hello. So we've got Lightsworn Judgment, which will allow us to add Judgment Dragon. Nice. We've then also got the Trick Clown, which will allow us to pay 1,000 life points to bring it back. So now you can actually up your ante. You've got guaranteed banish from the graveyard as well. So now what you can do is during your opponent's standby phase, you can use Omega to put one of these back. Doesn't make much of a difference which one you put back, to be honest. And then what you've got is the ability of activating this to negate 1, 2, 3. You've got Omega to rip 1 from the hand. You've got IP Masquerader's effect that can link into either an Appaloosa or can go into an SP Little Knight, while also being able to trigger back Trick Clown. So you've got a follow-up for the next turn as well. So once you've kind of halted your opponent's board here, it's all going to come back to you to draw 1 card. Yes, you only have like, what, 5 cards left in the deck. So as long as you don't get to an end phase where you need to mill cards, you're in a good position, because Omega's going to come back, and then you've got the ability to go, cool, Judgment Dragon down, push for an OTK. Still even use the mill of Minerva again if you wanted to. And then you've got Punishment Dragon in the graveyard, so if you really wanted to, just to kind of get you that little bit more, you could go, okay, cool, banish the Punishment Dragon from the graveyard, banish the Judgment Dragon from the board, and go into Enlightenment Dragon. So your Enlightenment Dragon has the ability that must be special summoned by banishing the above cards, 1 each from field and graveyard. And then you get a quick effect to pay 2,000 life points to banish all other cards on the field and in the graveyard. And then during the end phase, send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you get to add back a Punishment Dragon and a Judgment Dragon from the banish zone to your hand, and a special summon both, ignoring summoning conditions. So you need to be very careful you don't hit the end phase, because you've not got a lot left. But the idea is you've now got an Appaloosa still with 3 negates, or you might have burnt some during your opponent's turn. You've got Omega that can recycle some of your banished cards while also ripping another one from your opponent's hand, so they've got less effective hand interruption for you. Not to mention that should you get to the battle phase, you've got a quick effect to Enlightenment Dragon, clear everything off if you need to, and push him for game. But ultimately, this should be more than enough to do so. So the more and more I'm testing this, the more and more I want to play a 60-card deck, just because the Lightsworns have so many cool cards. The issue is those additional 20 cards that you're going to add to the deck aren't really going to add to the mill capabilities of the deck. And what I mean by that is, when you're looking at additional cards you could very easily add to this deck, you might then consider to go, all right, well, I'll put the Horus Engine in, and I'll also put in the Chaos Engine. Both very good options. However, it does start to really strangle the extra deck. Like, you don't have a lot of space to be flexing around. You've probably got like 3 spaces. And if you're going to play the Horus Engine and the Chaos Engine, your Chaos Engine want Link fodder and your Horus Engine want rank 8 fodder. So they kind of like contradicting each other. So you might just go full on Horus or full on Chaos. It will give you a little bit more to play around with. You just need to make sure that you've got your King Sark set up so that when your mills are happening, you're not hitting those, and you want to be hitting your Lightsworns where at all possible. So now what we'll do is we'll go second. This is probably where your Enlightenment Dragon is going to be more effective, because you want to try and get to it early doors. And that's where all of the mills are going to come in handy for you, because constantly milling, setting them up, clearing off the entire board and graveyard, and then starting to use your normal summons and your Whis and everything else can be damaging. So after another decent shuffle and a good old cut, we'll go second, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got the Wolf and Whis combo, which is beautiful. So you're going to go Whis, you're going to put Wolf back to the top of the deck, you're going to mill Wolf, and you're going to mill a Sakitama. At the very least, Wolf is going to come back to the board. I then personally still quite like the idea of synchroing these two together and go into Minerva. Minerva will then allow us to send 2 from the deck to the grave. So we'll send Felice and we'll send a Whis. Whis will then allow you to bring back a Wolf, while Felice will summon herself back anyway. And then you overlay these and you go into the XYZ Minerva. We can now use Minerva's effect here, detach to mill 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to draw 1. We're going to summon back Wolf. Now, of course, if you were to play something like a Typhoon as well, you can upgrade one of your weaker monsters, which as this currently stands would be Minerva, at the end, your strongest monster, which will be Minerva here, at the end of the battle phase, when you're like, right, okay, cool, I've done everything I need to, I just want to upgrade my attack stats a little bit more, you could do that. So we still have our normal summon, we've got Punishment Dragon, all we need to do is banish 4 from the graveyard, which we just need 1 more, and then Athena can do the job for us, which is very easy when you get Wolf to the graveyard as well. You can now utilise your normal summon if you wanted to. You still want to get a banish card, like a card banished from the graveyard to then set up your Lumina. So you're kind of in an okay position. Personally, what we'll do is we'll activate Danger Mothman. We'll go 1 to 5. 3. These rolls, bro. But that's fine because we'll draw off of the Mothman and then discard a card, which basically allows you to set up your graveyard if you want to. But now, because of that solar recharge, ooh, that changes things. Let's discard the Jackalope. And the reason we'll do that is we'll trigger Jackalope's effect. This will allow us to get us a Nessie to the board. There we go. So Nessie hits the board here. And the reason for that is we've now got Link Fodder. So you can go into SP Little Knight if you want to. You can go into IP Masquerena. But the idea behind that is I've now got the ability to get the 4th Lightsworn to the graveyard to banish, set up Punishment Dragon, set up Lumina, and mill 4 additional cards. I could very easily activate Solar Recharge if I want to, but I'm really just going to do this. This is going to allow us to get into an IP Masquerena, just to use it as like a stepping stone to work our way up. I could go into an Appaloosa if I wanted to use up my normal summon, but I don't want to do that as of yet. And then on top of that, you've got the ability to banish 4 Lightsworn monsters from the graveyard, send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. So we're going to banish 1, we're going to banish 2, 3, and 4. We're going to send 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Felice will summon. Minerva will mill. Rev Synchron. Okay. And don't worry, I know punishment needs 4 with different names, but that's because where the mills have come into play, and that's also where Lumina can help you out because we'll bring the Whis back. On top of that as well, you then also have the ability to utilize Archer or Felice if you want to tribute it, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and then send top 3 cards. So if I want to mill more cards and put another one in the graveyard, I can do. So we'll do that. We'll mill 3. 1, 2, 3. Whis has already used his effect, but that's not an issue at all. You can now also activate Solar Recharge. We'll send the Raiden. We'll draw 2, mill 2. Okay, we're just basically setting up our graveyard now. Activate Rotor to deck fin a little bit, get the Raiden to the board. Now what you want to do is you can normal summon down the Lumina. So this is where you're like, have I got enough to keep going to this? Would discard that. That would then, yeah. So you'd go Lumina, discard Dark Lumina, use his effect to revive Dark Lumina. Dark Lumina's effect will then banish 1 from the graveyard. So we'll banish Raiden, and then summon 1 back from the from the banish zone. So you can actually bring back the Raiden because you obviously had a legal target there. Now, that would not make Punishment Dragon live. You'd have to bring back Whis to keep Punishment Dragon live, but even then you're still in a good position because you've got all of this going for you now. You now also have the ability to synchro any one of these together if you want to. That will go into a 7, so you can either go for a burn of the Vagma. Keep in mind you've got Rev Synchron in the graveyard, so you can move your way up to an 8. You've got Michael, which will allow you to pay 1,000 to target a card in the field and then banish it. And the reason you're doing that is you're just picking apart your opponent's board. And then you've got the ability of Rev in the graveyard to bring it back, mill 1 card. Nice. That will then allow you to add your Judgment Dragon. That's a really good mill. synchro these two together, go into a Crystal Wing. Now you've got even more protection if you needed to, and now you've got the ability, should you want to go into Punishment Dragon, and then just because we can, not saying you need to, but we'll synchro all of these together, not synchro, link these all together into an Appaloosa for free, and then you can summon down your Judgment Dragon. Now obviously you don't want to be using the effect. You very easily use this effect if you wanted to, because this one, pay 1,000 to shuffle into the deck all cards in the graveyards and face-up banish zone, except Lightsworns, so these will all stay. Most of your Lightsworns will stay, but you'll get to recycle stuff like your IP, your Rev, your Reinforcement, your Reasoning, Solar Recharge, all of that stuff as well. But even then, you've still got a 8, 16, 24 Appaloosa, you've got a 28 Athena, you've got a 3k Crystal Wing, 3k Judgment Dragon, and a 3k Punishment Dragon. And in worst case scenario, if you're like, oh no, if I get to the end phase, I've only got 2 cards left, I can't complete the OTK, you just rank one of these up. We'll rank this up into a Typhoon. And it's like, okay, cool, I'm not going to mill 4 now. Yes, it wouldn't negate the rest of your board, but keep that in mind. Still have the Riding in the hand. We've got a graveyard fat stacked and ready to go. All you would really need if you wanted to get into the Enlightenment Dragon is to get one of these to the graveyard, which is also quite easily done. So that's it for the test stand video. I hope it's given you a bit of an idea of what the new cards can do. Like, they're just insanely good for the deck. Like Whist, the Dragon, like even the new Minerva. I think the new Minerva is actually really, really good as well. I feel all you need to do is just kind of make it with the right material. And the fact that what I love the most is if I open up Wolf and Whist or a way to Wolf and Whist, this straight away is Synchro Minerva, send 2, send a Whist, like you've already seen. I'm just going to reiterate it for people. Send a Felice, Felice summons, Whist summons back the Wolf, overlay both of these, Minerva, detach, mill 3. Like, you're getting both Minervas from 2 cards. Really, really kind of cool. So yeah, I really do want Grasslet Screen to come back now, just to test out a 60-card version of Lightsworn. But even then, I feel you could very easily play a 60-card version of this deck if you wanted to. The more and more I think about it, I personally, like there's 20 spaces left, right? So I would go with 3 King Sark, 3 Mseti, 1 of each of the others, so that's 9 cards already. You might want to consider the field spell just so you've got more consistent ways. So that's 12 cards. And then that'll leave you 8 cards for either additional mill cards or additional Lightsworn cards. So I would definitely play like the 3rd Dragon, the 3rd Felice. So yeah, I think the deck's really, really fun. I can't wait for the cards to officially drop. I'm hoping that these are going to be Ultras. If they're Ultras, they'll be Quarter Centuries. Yay! But this is a Quarter Century. Enlightenment is a Quarter Century. Will look really cool. And then I'm really hoping that Whist and the Dragon are just supers or commons, just because they're easier to get. But they might even be secrets. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.